Blessed day, everyone! For today, we will discussing the learning activity, the 2020 online and self-guided PFA or psychological first aid modules. Let us start with module 1, validating feelings and normalizing reactions. The materials we need: handouts, ballpen, and notebook. Kamusta kayo? This is a strange crisis situation that we are all experiencing. Don't you agree? So how are you? Are you okay? Not okay? Were you not okay 3 months ago but okay now? Can I ask you to identify about 5 feelings or emotions that you have experienced during the past few months, weeks, or days? I will give you time to think about it and write it on your notebook. This is the format. Activity: graphing feelings. Using the sheet of paper, create a graph or a pie chart of feelings or emotions that you have or may have had during all the crisis situations that you experience. Here is an example. On the x-axis, write down each of the feelings or emotions. This is just an example. You can use other emotions: worried, scared, angry, numb. On the y-axis, write the numbers 25, 50, 75, and 100 to represent the percentage of time that you were feeling that way. Rate each emotion or feeling based on how much or how often you would feel that way over the past few months, weeks, or days. Here is the example. Worried 100%, scared 55%, angry 50%, numb 70%. Analysis. Number 1. What were the feelings that were mentioned a lot? Write this down on your notebook. Number 2. What did you notice about your reactions to the different situations? Number 3. Are these normal reactions to everything that you experience? Table of common reactions of students to stressful events. Feel a strong responsibility to the family. Feel anxious brought about by uncertainty of the future. Feel intense or prolonged grief for not being able to wake. May become self-absorbed and self-pity. May experience changes in their relationships with other people. May also start taking risks, engage in self-destructive behavior, have avoidant behavior, and become aggressive. May experience major shifts in their view of the world, accompanied by a sense of hopelessness about the present and the future. May become defiant of authorities and parents while they start relying on peers for socializing through social media. May feel guilty and anxious, having been separated from their loved ones due to lockdown. I want you to know that all your feelings, all your reactions for the past days are valid. To validate is to affirm that these feelings are happening. I want you to say to yourself, it is okay that I felt this way. It is okay to not be okay. I want you to know that all your emotions are real and true. and that all of those, they are normal feelings. They are normal because other people may also share the same feelings, but the intensity of feelings is uniquely yours. Tell yourself, all these are normal feelings. Normal lang ang pakiramdam ko. Abstraction. I want to share with you a document called When Terrible Things Happen. Please read it because it can help you better identify your reactions, and it also gives you a list of behaviors that can help you cope and behaviors that you should try to avoid. Module 1 handout. When terrible things happen. Immediate reactions. There are a wide variety of positive and negative reactions that students can experience during and immediately after crisis situations. These are the domain column, negative responses, positive responses. Cognitive, the negative responses, confusion, worry, self-blame. Positive responses, determination, courage, optimism, and faith. Emotional domain, negative responses, shock, sorry, grief, sadness, fear, anger, numb, irritability, guilt, and shame. Positive responses, feeling involved, challenge, and mobilize. Social domain, negative responses, fights with others or does not speak with others. Positive responses, seeks out others who can help them, helps others in need. Physiological domain, tired, headache, muscle tension, stomach ache, difficulty sleeping, fast heartbeat. Positive responses, alertness, readiness to respond, and increased energy. Common negative reactions that may continue include intrusive reactions, physical arousal reactions, reactions to trauma and loss reminders. Positive changes in priorities, worldview, and expectations. When a loved one dies, common reactions include what helps? Talking to another person for support or spending time with others. Engaging in positive, distracting activities like sports, hobbies, reading. Getting adequate rest and eating healthy meals. Trying to maintain a normal schedule. Scheduling pleasant activities. Taking breaks. Reminiscing about a loved one who has died. Focusing on something practical that you can do right now to manage the situation better. Using relaxation methods, breathing exercises, meditation, calming self-talk, and music. Participating in a support group, exercising in moderation, keeping a journal, seeking counseling. What doesn't help? Using alcohol or drugs to cope, extreme withdrawal from family or friends, overeating or failing to eat, withdrawing from pleasant activities, working too much, violence or conflict, doing risky things like driving recklessly, substance abuse, not taking adequate precautions, extreme avoidance of thinking or talking about the event or a death of a loved one, not taking care of yourself, excessive TV or computer games, blaming others. You are going to write a letter, then write, "My dear friend." Using your notebook and ballpen, write to a friend about the following. During the months of lockdown, what were the 5 routines or reactions you did at home? An example would be, I slept most of the time, or I watched television, GMA or ABS-CBN. Others may say, nothing, I help in the household chores. Number them from 1 to 5 and write them down on the front part of your letter. Here is that example. My dear friend, hello, good day, how are you? I miss you so much. I want to tell you about the routines and reactions I had during this pandemic. Mostly, I slept most of the time. Sometimes, I watch television and I help in the household chores. On the back page of your letter, write to your friend about your feelings toward your reactions or routines. An example of feelings would be, I felt bored or I felt afraid. Others may say, I experienced anxiety. You can repeat your feelings, but you may not repeat the routines or reactions. You can explain why you felt that way or why you reacted that way. You do not need to write a long letter, a short one will do. Here is an example. I feel so bored most of the time doing my routines. Sometimes I feel empty and sad because my parents are always asking me to do the task. Once you are finished writing, I would like you to read the information entitled Common Reactions of Students to Stressful Events. We already discussed it in this module. Compare your feelings to the feelings written inside the box. Are there commonalities? Were there feelings that you also felt but that you were not able to mention in your letter? Application. Number 1. Today, you learned that our reactions to the stressful events of pandemic or any other form of disaster were normal and valid. How does this new learning that my reactions and feelings towards COVID-19 disaster were normal after all help me? Here is the format. Number 2. How can you apply this learning to your life, especially after experiencing such a pandemic? Here is the format. Closure. Number 1. Read your letter again. Compare how you feel now that you know that those feelings were normal and valid. Say to yourself, my feelings are valid. My reactions are normal. My feelings and reactions are valid and normal. Here is the format. How to submit the activities. Wait for the Google Forms link from your teacher. Take a picture of your activities using your camera. Format of the grid picture that you will submit on the link. Here it is. Thank you for listening and God bless. Keep safe, everyone.
Okay? Feedback. Wait lang. Okay, so we're already done, right? So that is module 1. Okay? In module 1, so in module 1, as you notice, I'm going to, to return on the start ha, okay?
Normalize to agree feelings are emotional feelings.
Okay, so the first activity that you need to pass is on the sheet of paper, you're going to create a graph or pie chart of your feelings. So example nga is this one. This one. So as you can see, yung nasa y-axis, that will be the percentage of what you feel. From 0%, 25%, 50%, 75%, up to 100%. Then, on the x-axis, you're going to write your feelings or emotions. So, kung ikaw, nararamdaman mo, nag-aalala ka, you feel worried, or natatakot ka, or at the same time, galit ka, or namanhid ka na dahil sa mga nangyayari sa paligid natin this time of pandemic, you can write it one by one kung alin ba doon yung nararamdaman mo. May question dito sa graph.
Wala po.
Meron wala. Wala naman. Okay, continue tayo. So,
Ma'am,
dito naman,
kailangan pa na explanation?
wala naman. Sabi lang naman dito, di ba, graph.
Sige po.
Yon, graph lang muna. Tapos, sa pangalawa, muna tayo sa dulo. Ulitin ko ha, yung letter B, na-discuss ko na sa inyo yung graph. Yung letter A naman, 5 feelings and emotion that you have been experiencing these past few months or weeks. Kung ano yung nilista nyo dito, from 1 to 5, we're going to write it on the graph. Kunyari, sa number 1, nilista nyo anger. Number 2, worried. 3, sadness. 4, numbness. 5, craziness. Depende kung ano yung nararamdaman nyo. Then go, ano yung mga emotions na nilagay nyo dito or feelings, yun yung ilalagay nyo dito sa may graph nyo. Okay? May question doon sa A and B?
Wala po.
Na. Sa letter C, sabi dito, you're going to write, a letter to your friend. For example, may susulatan kayong kaibigan. So, gagawa kayo ng letter for her. Ano ba sabi doon? Sa letter for her. Ayan. You're going to write a letter. Tapos sasabihin mo kung ano yung mga naging routines mo, yung mga ginagawa mo this past 6 months. Kung, for example, you have been sleeping most of the time, or you've been playing Mobile Legends most of the time, or watching movies, yun, pwede mong ikwento yun sa friend mo. Pwede ding ilagay mo, naglilinis ka palagi. So, pwede mo ilagay yun doon. Aside of that, ayan na, this is an example of the letter. Sabi dyan, hello, good day. My dear friend, hello, good day. How are you? I miss you so much. I want to tell you about the routines and reactions I had during this time of pandemic. Mostly, I slept most of the time. Sometimes, I watch televisions and I help in the household chores. Oh, kayo na bahala magkwento nung iba pa. For example, may mga personal na nangyari sa inyo. Kunyari, nag-away kayo ng parents nyo, ng iba nyo pang friendships, or di kaya nakapag-break sa inyo yung boyfriend or girlfriend nyo, you can narrate it there. Okay? Total, ako lang din naman na makakabasa niya. Kunyari, ako yung dear good friend nyo. Okay? Okay, so after that daw, after mo magsulat, pwede mong ilagay dun sa likod ng letter kung ano yung mga reactions mo dun sa mga ginagawa mo lagi. For example, dahil dun sa mga ginagawa mo, you felt bored, natatakot ka, or tired. Pwede mong gawin yun. Pwede, you do not need to write a long letter. A short one will do. Pwede siya maging maikli. Ayan. Ito yung example ng pwede nyo ilagay sa likod ng letter. So, nakalagay dyan, I feel so bored most of the time during my routine. Sometimes, I feel angry and sad because my parents are always asking me to do the task. O, kasi daw, lagi siyang inuutusan, kaya pagod na siya. Ayun. Tapos, kapag natapos mo na yung pagsusulat mo ng letter, you're going to read all together yung mga nakalagay dun sa unahan, yung mahahaba, yung mga dapat nyong naramdaman. So, i-check nyo kung lahat man na naramdaman nyo is parehas dun sa mga nakalista na nakalagay dun sa module, kung the same ba. At kung meron ka pang na-mention na hindi doon nakalista. After nun, eto, letter D, so meron ng tatlo ha. Yung una, yung mga feelings na nararamdaman mo, 5 feelings, i-discuss mo, ay susulat mo lang. Yung pangalawa, gagawa ka ng graph nung dun sa mga feelings na ginawa mo sa una. Then yung pangatlo, you're going to write a letter to your friend. Then sa likod, yung mga reactions mo dun sa mga ginagawa mo, ay kunento mo dun sa kaibigan mo. Then on the fourth activity, ito yon application, you're going to answer these questions. So number 1 sa application, today you learned that our reaction to the stressful events of pandemic or any other form of disaster were normal and valid. How this new learning that my reactions and feeling toward COVID-19 or disaster were normal after all helped me. Ano yung nakatulong ba sa'yo na nalaman mong normal lang yung nararamdaman mo or valid? So, sasagutin mo yon. Then, after number 1, meron pang number 2. Number 2, how can you apply this learning to your life, especially after experiencing such a pandemic? So, ano yung pwede mong i-apply sa buhay mo pagkatapos mong may matutunan sa mga pangyayari ngayong pandemya? So, ilalagay mo dyan. And then, so, sa huli, yung closure, tapos na tayo sa application, sa closure naman tayo, babasahin mo ulit yung letter. Tapos, compare mo ulit kung ano yung nararamdaman mo na ngayon na normal pala lahat ng nararamdaman mo. Na normal palang matakot, normal palang na malungkot, normal na maiyak, or yung mga feelings na nararamdaman mo ngayon, normal yun. Ano yung nararamdaman mo? So, ililis mo lang dyan. Yan. So, bali meron kayong sa module 1, meron 5. lima na gagawin. Don't worry, hindi naman yung sa letter, yun yung pinakamahaba kasi dyan. Yung sa letter, hindi naman kailangan sobrang haba. As much as possible, hindi, kung pwedeng English, English. Pero kung hindi niya naman kayang narrate yung sarili nyo ng maayos sa letter through English, sige, you can have it on Tagalog. Tapos, banggitin ko lang to, ito yung mga importante. Ito yung mga, diba, ito yung common reactions. Ito din yung mga common reactions ng student kapag nakakakita kayo ng stressful events. Hindi lang pandemya ha, basta stressful events. Ayun, feeling nyo, matindi yung responsibility nyo sa family, tapos, ano kayo, nagiging aligaga because, syempre, hindi natin alam yung pwede mangyari sa future. Tapos, minsan, natatakot kayo na, dahil nga sa nangyayari ngayon, minsan takot na kayo na baka hindi kayo magising. Ganon. Ako, minsan nararamdaman ko yan, pag matutulog na, yung feeling ko hindi na ako magigising. Ayun. Tapos, pwede nyo rin maramdaman na nalulungkot kayo, naaawa kayo sa sarili nyo, or masyado kayong emotional. Pwede rin you can experience a different change in how you communicate with other people. For example, lagi kayong masungit ngayon. Yun, common reaction yan kapag may mga stress kayo nararamdaman. Tapos, meron din yung nag-engage kayo sa self-destructive behavior. Yung iba, di ba, parang pag yung nagkakaroon ng problema, kapag hindi na kayang i-handle yung problema is nagpapakamatay, nagpapariwara sa buhay, di ba? Ganon yung ginagawa. Nagiging masyadong aggressive sa sarili nila. Tapos, yung iba, nagbabago yung pananaw sa pamumuhay nila. Maganda sana kung yung pagbabago yung tingin nila is nabago yung tingin nila sa buhay into a positive way. Pero most of the time kasi, di ba, pag nagkakaroon ka ng stressful event, parang nalugmok ka lalo mong nagiging negative yung thinking mo Tapos, ayun, instead of having a talk with your parents, most of the time, ang ginagawa nyo kapag nasistress kayo, kinikwento nyo kay best friend, kay boyfriend, through social media, di ba? Kwento kayo ng mga nararamdaman. Sometimes nga, you're just posting what you feel on social media. Pag naiinis kayo or nalulungkot kayo, nipopost nyo lahat. Tapos, minsan, feeling mo guilty ka or irritable ka na malayo ka sa pamilya mo ngayong may lockdown, di ba? Okay, next. Okay lang yan. Lahat ng nararamdaman nyo, that is normal. So, yeah, you have nothing to worry. Tapos ito yung mga negative responses. On the other side is the positive responses. So, maganda kung yung nararamdaman nyo ngayon is puro positive responses. Mahirap niyan kapag puro negative yung nararamdaman nyo, di ba? So, i-check nyo na lang isa-isa. Total pwede nyo naman i-discuss isa-isa to sa sarili nyo. Madali naman siyang katulad nito, confusion, worry, self-blame, puro pag-aalala yung nararamdaman mo dito. Takot, guilt, fear, sadness, nalulungkot ka. Pag social naman, ang ginagawa mo, nakikipag-away ka lang nakikipag-away or either ayaw mo makipag-usap sa ibang tao. Pag psychological or physiological rather, nararamdaman mo, di ba pag nalulungkot tayo, feeling natin, pasan natin yung mundo, pagod na pagod tayo, ang sakit ng ulo natin, ang sakit ng tiyan natin, lahat masakit, hirap tayong huminga. Tapos, yung puso natin naninikip. Di ba nga ganon? Kung na-experience yung sabi nga nila, pag na-experience yung ano yun, heartbreak, talagang heartbreak talaga yung nararamdaman nyo. As in, naninikip yung dibdib nyo, di ba? Ganon. Ganon na ganon. So, yung positive responses naman, pag cognitive, ayun, iba yung outlook nyo, feeling nyo, okay lang yan, matatapos din lahat. Tapos, o kaya lalong tumindi yung faith nyo sa kay Lord, yun, pwede yun. Emotional naman, nag-challenge ka na, okay, matatapos din to. Gagawin ko lahat ng magandang bagay na para maging kapaki-kapakinabang yung pandemya na to. Pwedeng ganon. Tapos social, yung social naman, pag positive, okay kapag nakikipag-communicate ka sa mga, sa mga friends ko or sa ibang tao. Kasi ang mahirap pag hindi ka, pag may problema, yung iba kasi ayaw na magsasalita. Tapos, pero syempre, you have to choose kung kanino nyo i-share yung problem nyo. At the same time, you need to choose kung ano lang ang pwede nyong i-share. Di ba, pag nag-aaway ko yung minsan, lalo pag magkakaibigan, sinasabi mo na lahat. Without knowing na that friend is not a true friend. Kumbaga, dinadaldal niya yung mga kinikwento mo sa kanya. Kaya, dapat mamili ng tama. Di ba? Tapos, yung sa physiological naman, you're alert. Kasi alerto ka na lagi dahil nga, alam mo, baka may masamang mangyari. Tapos, yung energy mo laging mataas. Yon. So, yun sa positive response. Now, ano pa yung next dito? Ito, physical arousal. Ay, dito muna tayo. Intrusive reaction. So, pwede kayo, ito yung mga pwede nyong maging reaction kapag yung talagang na-stress, nararamdaman nyo na yung mga problema. So, distress na kayo, yung kapag yung natutulog kayo, or yung nananaginip kayo, iba na. Tapos, minsan, di ba napapansin nyo yung iba na yung emosyon nyo. Minsan, alam niyo yung feeling na minsan habang nananaginip kayo is umiiyak kayo. Tapos pagising nyo, umiiyak kayo. Diba? Isa yun sa mga feeling na pwedeng mangyari. Tapos, pwede rin yung feeling nyo laging parang ano yun, deja vu, yung flashback. Ibig sabihin, ano ba to? Parang nangyari na to nung nakarang araw parang nauulit na nangyayari. Parang ganon. Yun. Isa yun sa pwedeng reaction. Tapos, iniiwasan yung iba. Di ba? Kunyari, kapag may nangyaring masama, ayaw nilang pag-uusapan na ganito yung nangyari. Ayaw nilang maaalala kung sino yung tao na yun or yung lugar. Ayaw nilang mapupunta doon. Di ba? Tapos, restricted emotion. Ibig sabihin, kapag sobra na kasi yung nararamdaman mo, sobrang lungkot ka na, yung nararamdaman mo, namamanhid, ganon. Isa yun sa mga reaction. Tapos, social withdrawal. Yung feeling na gusto mo magkaroon ng space, ayaw mo makipag-usap sa ibang tao, yung social media mo, ayaw mo mag-post ng kung ano-ano, yan, normal yan. Tapos, loss of interest sa mga usually na ginagawa mo, mawawala yon kapag isa yun sa mga reaction na pwede magkaroon. Tapos, physical arousal reaction, alam mo yung nagiging magulatin ka, yon yung onting galaw lang, alerto ka, ayun, isa yun sa mga physical reaction. Tapos, yung madaling mainis, yung onting nasaling ka lang, galit ka na, yung hirap kang matulog, o kaya alam mo yung, na-experience nyo na ba yung habang natutulog kayo, parang nahulog kayo? Na-experience nyo na yun?
Oo, ma'am.
Di ba? Ang sakit nun, di ba? Parang talagang nahulog ka. Kasi,
Yun daw yun, ma'am, yung may possibility na pwede kang mahalagutan ng hininga.
ganon. Yun. pag yung nararamdaman ko yun most of the time pag stress ako yung napapapitlag ka, gano'n.
Oo, ma'am, yung pagod
Gano'n
na
yung
pagod ka,
feeling, 'di
ganun.
ba? Oo, yun, pag pagod, pag stress, gano'n yung mararamdaman mo. Eto, reactions to trauma and loss reminders. Ayun, sudden loss of noises. Ito yung pag yung kunyari nagkaroon talaga ng example, earthquake, fire, as in may physical effect sa inyo, nawawalan kayo ng pandinig, distracted kayo, hindi niyo na alam yung mga nangyayari, 'di ba? 'Yun. Tapos kapag nakakarinig kayo ng mga balita tungkol doon or basta trauma na, iba na yung effect. Kasi yung mga nauna, yung unang dalawa, medyo normal pa yon. Pag kasi trauma na, medyo malalim na yung nararamdaman nyo doon eh. Mahirap na siyang maalis. So, yung iba, pag hindi na overcome yung trauma, kailangan nilang mag-seek ng emotional guidance. Yun. Okay. Ito, positive changes in priorities, na bago yung mga pananaw mo sa buhay. Hindi ko na-explain yan. Self-explanatory naman yan. Ito, when a loved one dies, di ba common reaction natin to lahat. Yung iba, sa simula, hindi nila matanggap na namatayan sila, di ba ganon? Feeling nila tulog lang, or umalis lang, di ba ganon? O kaya, pag yun namatay yung tao due to accident, ang sinisisi nila yung taong may cause nun, kahit hindi naman yun ang may kasalanan. Tapos, basta yung katawan mo, pagod ka na, nararamdaman mo lahat ng sobrang galit, sobrang takot, sobrang lungkot. Basta lahat ng pwedeng alam mo yung feeling, alam niyo naman yung feeling eh. Basta sobra kang nasaktan, di ba? Yun yung mararamdaman mo kapag you have lost a loved one. Common yan reaction. Tapos, ayun, what helps? Ganun, pag nagkakaroon tayo ng problema, makipag-usap sa ibang tao. Engage in positive, distracting activities. Positive ha? So, ibig sabihin nun, sports, hobbies, reading, yung mga makakatulong sa'yo. Kasi, ang Mobile Legends, hindi yan nakakatulong. Kahit na-enjoy natin, minsan, hindi yan nakakatulong talaga. Hindi yan positive, distracting activities. Actually, if you're able to read the news, di ba nga, pag sobrang nag-Mobile Legends, yung effect niya, yung iba nagkakaroon ng seizure kasi nga iba yung radiation ng cellphone, use of cellphone. Ako, tatanungin nyo kayo, be honest, if I'm playing Mobile Legends, yes, definitely. Pero I have limits. Usually, naglalaro lang ako. Minsan nga, pag yung free lang, maisipan ko lang, one game lang. Tapos, pag naisipan ko lang, bago matulog, pag di pa ako inaantok, mga 2 or 3 games. Pero hindi ako nagtatagal na kasi sabi ko nga minsan, ano ba tong Mobile Legends? Kaya ako naglalaro na to para mag-enjoy. And yet, minsan na-stress talaga ako kapag naglalaro ako. Kasi may mga kakamping hindi,
Pabigat.
yun, pabuhat.
Cancer.
Cancer.
Bobo.
Ayun, so, yun. Hindi yan healthy talaga.
Grabe sa
Totoo
bobo.
lang. Ayun, tapos, pag nagkakaroon tayo ng problema, kailangan kumain tayo, magpahinga tayo ng maayos. Kasi, yun yung una talaga nagtitriggers yan, di ba? Pagpansin nyo, kapag nagkakaproblema kayo, nangangayayat, di ba? Tapos, gawin nyo yung normal schedule nyo, huwag nyo isipin na may problema kayo. O kaya, isipin nyo lang kapag may namatay, isipin nyo lang yung mga memories niya, happy memories. Kasi sa totoo lang, yung pag kinakalimutan mo, the more na hindi ka nakaka-move on. Kasi kailangan mo i-embrace, tanggapin mo, i-accept mo sa sarili mo na ganun yung nangyari.
Ouch,
Ayun.
Gege.
Parang katulad lang din kapag nakikipag-break kayo sa boyfriend, girlfriend mo. Di ba? Ganon yun.
Ouch.
Yung letting go, moving on. Ganon din yun. Halos. Mas extreme lang yung nararamdaman natin kapag someone has died. Ayun. Tapos, support group, exercise, making journal. Yung iba nga gumagawa ng diary kung ano yung nararamdaman nila. Kasi the more na na-express mo yung sarili mo, nasasabi mo yung nararamdaman mo, di ba? Nalalabas mo yung problema mo, magiging okay. Okay, ito, do not help. Yun, kapag nagkakaproblema, inom ng inom, or nagda-drugs para makalimot, o kaya naninigarilyo. Yung iba kasi napansin ko pag yung sa news or sa mga movies, pero may mga kilala din kasi akong ganito, na kapag nasa stress out sila, the more na nagsusmoke, di ba? Mas grabe yung ano nila, hindi yun nakakatulong. Kasi may problema ka na, sinisira mo pa yung katawan mo. Yun, hindi rin nakakatulong yung iiwas ka sa kaibigan, sa family mo, or eto, hindi ka kakain, or sobra ka kumain. Yun lang naman yan kapag nagkakaproblema. Tapos yung iba nagiging workaholic. Yun, hindi yan okay. Ang ano lang kasi dyan, sabi nga nila, kapag may problema ka, you need to face the problem. Fix the problem. Hindi yung tatakasan mo. The more na tinatakasan mo yan, the more na hindi matatapos. Kailangan mo yung i-resolve. Diba? Okay, so may question kayo din sa module 1. Eto, may question
Apo.
kayo?
Wala, ma'am.
Okay naman sa inyo. Okay na? O, module 2 tayo. Maikli lang to. Mas maikli itong module 2.
Hanggang 5 yan,
Ready?
ma'am.
Okay na? Wait lang. Diba nakita niyo yung kalat no? Ano ko? Ito, module 2.
Ma'am, kailan pa saan yan?
Blessed day, everyone.
Till
For
tomorrow.
today, we will discussing the learning activity.
First week ko lang.
Blessed day, everyone.
Morning na. Module 2.
Blessed day, everyone. For today, we will discussing the learning activity. The 2020 online and self-guided PFA or psychological first aid modules. Let us start with module 2. Calming down and managing one's emotions and thoughts. Materials that we need: pen and paper. So far, we have discussed your routines and feelings during the past few months of pandemic. Today, we shall focus on how to manage your feelings. Activity number 1. Your reactions and emotions presently. Emotions. Number 1, sad. Number 2, worried. 3, angry. 4, scared. 5, numb.
Yan yung pwede nyo i-verify.
Today,
So,
let's talk
walang
about some ways to
activity.
help you manage your feelings. Can you recall for me some of those feelings that you mentioned during that day? So, when you feel this way, what do you usually do to help manage or get rid of that feeling? Here are the ways I manage my emotions. When I'm sad, I talk to my friends. When I'm worried, I pray to our Lord. When I'm angry, I cry. When I'm scared, I watch funny movies. When numb, I keep quiet. So, these actions help make us feel better. They help us address our stress. But can we identify if there are actions here which would be considered as unhealthy ways of dealing with the stress? Which ones would be considered as healthy ways of coping? What made you say that? Please
Hello?
take a look at your own list of
Naririnig
emotions
ba?
from yesterday and list
Oo,
down
ma'am.
the ways that you deal with the
Rinig yung audio
emotions.
ng video?
Can you identify if you were using healthy or unhealthy ways of dealing with the stress? Let's go back to our example.
Hello? Naririnig ba yung audio ng video?
Oo, ma'am.
Opo, ma'am.
Rinig?
Opo.
Akala ko hindi eh.
Emotions. Sad. Ways I manage my emotions. I talk to my friends. It's healthy. Worried. I pray. It's healthy. Angry. I cry. Unhealthy. Scared. I watch funny movies. Healthy. Numb. I keep quiet. Healthy. Today, I want to remind you of healthier ways of dealing with our feelings. I will teach you 3 new and easy ways. Activity number 2. 3 healthier ways of dealing with our feelings. Number 1. Count backwards. If you feel that you are getting more upset or stressed or anxious or nervous, you can ask to be excused or you can just close your eyes or turn around and just silently count backwards from 10 until 1. While doing so, focus on your breathing and tell yourself to calm down. Let us try it together. Let us count from 10 to 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Number 2. 3, 2, 1. Senses check. In this method, I want you to quietly name 3 things you can see around you, 2 things you can feel, and 1 thing that you can hear. While doing that, breath in and out 5 times, but every time you do so, you add 1 more second to each inhale and 1 more second to each exhale. Let us try. Number 3. Reframe. This means that a feeling usually comes from a thought, and when we can change or reframe a thought, then we can change how we feel. For example, I feel angry because my mother called me lazy. I think my mother called me that way because she does not see me working hard, or maybe because she is just really unfair all the time. I can reframe that by saying, my mother is just very stressed and tired tonight. She does not mean what she says. By reframing that thought, I have changed the way I feel about the situation. Here are the other alternative activities. Other breathing exercises. Yoga poses, Tai Chi with humor injected into it, engaging in sports but in a non-competitive manner, or dance moves using both slow and fast beats. Analysis. What do you feel? What do you think was the point of this activity? Write your answer on your notebook. Abstraction. Can you compare how you feel right now with how you felt before we started with the relaxation activity? On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest, rate your level of stress before and after we started with the exercise. Did the levels change? Here is the format. Application. How can you apply your newfound knowledge to your daily life? Write your answer on your notebook. Trivia. As a way to close this session, do you know that people who do yoga close the sessions by saying Namaste? Namaste is a word which means bow to you. People in India use it to say hello or to bid each other goodbye. Thank you for listening and God bless. How to submit your outputs. Wait for the Google Forms link from your teacher. Take a picture of your activities using your camera. Format of the grid picture that you will submit on the link. Okay, this is the format. Don't forget to put your last name, first name, middle initial, your grade and section. This is the activity that I want to see on your output. Thank you and God bless.
O, diba? Sabi ko sa inyo, maikli lang yung module 2 eh. O, yung module 2, meron tayong 5 activities uli. Yung letter A, you're going to list your emotions. Katulad din ng letter A sa module 1. Kung ano na lang yung nilista nyo doon sa module 1, yun na lang nilista nyo sa module 2. Tapos, doon sa letter A, meron ditong part ways I manage my emotion. O, so, ano ba yung mga paraan mo para ma-divert or ma-manage mo yung emotion mo? Kunyari, ano yung dapat mong gawin sa number 1? Kapag nalulungkot ka, if you're sad, what you are doing? O, sabi niya dito, if he or she is sad, she talks to her friends. His or her friends. O, pag ano naman siya, worried, nagpe-pray siya. Pag angry, cry. Pag scared, watch funny movies. And pag numb, nananahimik lang siya. So, aside of that, nilalagay niyo yung ways na dapat niyong gawin, isa-cite niyo din kung healthy or unhealthy siya. Kung healthy or unhealthy behavior siya. Okay? Sa letter B, senses check. So, ilalagay nyo lang kung ano yung nakikita nyo, see, yung nararamdaman nyo, feel, and yung naririnig nyo or hear. Sa letter C naman, what do you feel? Ano yung nararamdaman nyo? What do you think was the point of this activity? Sasagutin nyo lang yung question na yun. Sa letter D, scale the stress before the activity. Di ba may ginawa kayong parang mga exercise a while ago? So, scale nyo. Bago natin gawin tong module 2 na to, tingnan nyo muna kung anong nararamdaman nyo na stress. Tapos, pag nagawa nyo na yung mga activity na pinapagawa sa inyo, ano yung naramdaman nyo after? Nawala ba yung stress nyo o lalo kayo na stress? So, you can cite there. Pero usually, dapat bumaba yung stress nyo dyan. Okay. So, letter E, how can you apply your newfound knowledge to your daily life? How can you apply? Siyempre, yung mga naturo sa ating paraan na para mawala yung stress natin, i-apply natin yan. Yung isa sa pinakasagot dyan. Okay, so balik tayo. Ayan, yan yung letter A. Tapos, ayan, ilalagay nyo lang kung healthy or unhealthy siya. So, letter A. Tapos ito daw yung dapat gawin nyo para healthy ways para i-handle nyo yung mga nararamdaman nyo, yung stress nyo. Yung una, sabi doon, count backwards. Ito, lagi ko ginagawa to. Lalo-lalo na nung may face-to-face na classes. Siyempre, most of the time, hindi naman perfect ang klase, di ba? During discussion, merong sitwasyon or bata or student na magulo. Right? Merong ganun eh. So, pag ganun yung nangyari, syempre, minsan, turong-turo ka eh, tapos dinisrupt ka, maiinis ka, syempre. Ang ginagawa ko, hindi kasi ako mahilig magsalita na na masakit. Pero pag nagsalita ako ng masakit, galit na talaga ako nun. Pero madalang yon. So, ako, bakit ko nakokontra yung pagsasabi ng masakit or magalit ng madalas? Kasi, sa klase ginagawa ko, pag naiinis na ako, kina-close ko yung kamay ko, tapos magbibilang ako ng tahimik ng 1 to 10. Yun, pag nagbilang na ako, mawawala na yung inis ko niyan. Kasi kumbaga parang nakakahinga ka ng maayos. Naikakalma mo yung sarili mo, di ba? Instead of acting immediately. Kaya nga, di ba, pag galit ka, sabi nila, mag-isip ka muna. Kasi dun sa 1 to 10 na counting mo na yon, makakapag-isip ka ng maayos, di ba? Nagets nyo?
Opo.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so number 2, yun, sense check. Inhale, exhale lang kayo. Papakaramdaman nyo lang naririnig nyo, nararamdaman nyo, or nakikita nyo. Yun, isa yun sa para ma-relax kayo. Inhale, exhale lang kayo. Tapos pakiramdaman nyo lang yung mga nasa paligid nyo. Ito, reframe. This means, yung magiging positive ka lang sa pananaw mo. For example, ito dito, example ni kayo kanina. For example, today, nagalit si nanay niyo sa inyo. Dahil tamad-tamad daw kayo, o hindi kayo nag-aaral ng maayos. Pero pag nireframe nyo, yun, ang magiging outlook niyo sa buhay ay okay lang yun, okay lang na magalit si nanay sa akin kasi totoo naman, tamad ako, tapos minsan hindi ako nag-aaral mabuti, kaya gagawin ko para makabawi ako, para hindi na siya magalit. Tutulong ako kahit paano sa mga gawain bahay o kaya mag-aaral talaga ako ng mabuti. Ganon. Kumbaga, ititingnan mo lang siya positively. Yung, kumbaga, sabi nga nila, positive criticism. Positive criticism. Kunyari, sinabi sa'yo, hindi ka naman maganda or hindi ka naman gwapo. O di, reframe mo yun. Isip mo, okay lang yun. Bakit? At least kahit hindi ako maganda, hindi ako gwapo, mabait naman akong tao. Wala akong ginatapakang ibang tao. Diba? Gets nyo? Gets nyo?
Oo, ma'am.
Wala sa mga sagot dyan parang hindi kayo sangayon sa akin Okay, dito, yung alternative activities, yun, mag-exercise, tai chi, yoga. Actually, pang mayaman yan. Mag-zumba na lang kayo. Yun yung medyo ordinary.
Jogging na lang.
Jogging yan. So, ayun. May tanong po ba?
Ma'am, kailan ipapasa yan, ma'am? Wala na, ma'am.
Ito, 1 and 2, kailangan mapasa po bukas. Yung 3 and 4, bukas din. Bukas po ng
Ma'am?
umaga, meron tayong session.
Lahat yan, ma'am.
Ang session natin na 9 lang tayo, 9 a.m. I-discuss ko yung pang third and fourth module. Saglit lang
Ma'am.
yon, mas maikli yun. Po.
Ano po, lahat po yan, yung module 1 and 2, bukas po yung pasahan.
Yes.